Alright, hello and welcome back. First up, before we do anything, let's go see if we can get some, rep. That was the wrong one, wasn't it? Yep. Rep. Damn it, I did it again. Did it twice, me so annoyed. This one. Imperial. Ah, it's probably definitely not enough. I need like 10,000 rep. That sucks. I need so much rep because I'll get an auger array, and yeah, like these are all the really big stuff. Yeah. What's the current one do? 60 to 70? Yeah, definitely want to get that. Engine, armor, lance, multi-spec, 98.5, 90-20. Ooh, crit chance. Scrap container, void shield array. Oh, yeah, definitely want more speed, better armor. Yeah, gotta get my navy rep up. Right, if I recall, I still need to boost Casabelica, which requires tons of stuff. Another 2,000 for you, because I need 29 to get other things upgraded. So keep boosting that. I got these gloves. If the wearer deals damage, then enemy suffers warp damage. Yeah, which I'm currently equipped with. I'll see if hers... What do you currently have? Psychic phenomena. Nah, you keep that. This goes into cargo. You keep that psychic phenomena booster. Wish I could just click on this and see what's available. That would make it so much easier. But I don't have anything I can put there. Right. I need to look around for my Forge Fiend. It's probably not going to be on the bridge. Why would it be? I suspect it might be in my personal quarters, and I'd hope that it would appear during space battles. Why? Not space battles, but like internal conflicts. That would be nice. Wait, where is? Oh, she's over there. Well, let's talk to her for now. Let's. Lithe form stands frozen in the natural pose amid the blinking. Wishes to speak with you. Observe silently. It remains unmoving the entire time you watch her, and only the barest flicker of her eyes beneath her eyelids lets you know that she is still alive, at least. Expect me... Oh, I'll continue to wait. For the first time, it takes a deep breath in through her nose and barely audible exhales. Her body remains as relaxed as ever, and her eyes are still closed. Your presence does not seem to be in any way distracting her. The thing you told me about, isn't it? Her face remains impassive, almost serene. The only movement comes from her hands, which intertwine smoothly, forming a new gesture. She still does not hear your words or chooses to ignore them. Sit by her side and wait. It's just going to take a while. Snap your fingers, wave a hand, shout in anger, cough loudly. Sit and wait. You find a somewhat comfortable spot. You get yourself settled here that still does not react to your presence, and as time passes, you begin to sink into your own thoughts. The gilded chrono in your hand tells you that two watch hours have already elapsed. Your muscles feel stiff, your head feels heavy on your neck, and when you next glanced around the small section of the bridge that unit has adopted for her own use, you watch someone's sharp, attentive gaze.
You are still here, Elantark.
Words do not sound like a question or expression. Her eyes quickly sweep over you, and she nods in greeting. You were deep in a special Atari meditation, weren't you?
Yes. I am sometimes surprised by the depth of your knowledge of my kind's customs, Elantark. But
That's
even
more
if
knowledge and
listening
wisdom.
is your only skill, that in itself elevates you above billions of other monkey.
Cool.
My meditation is immersion. Immersion into myself, my inner world. It is my chance to speak to myself, but without words, or to heal wounds that cannot be seen with ordinary sight. It is difficult to explain, even in the language of the children of Asurian. There are so many meanings and shades in its sound alone, and the monkey tongue is too sparse and awkward. No. Immersion must be seen to be realized. I should say, Elentark, that during meditation, the mind does not leave the body. Part of it remains vigilant, monitoring what is taking place outside. So I heard every word you said, and I saw everything you did.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't do anything weird.
Restraint is not a trait that your kind is known for. And yet, you did not interrupt my immersion, Elentark. A worthy act. I will remember this.
Oh, she didn't even bat an eye.
Immersion requires concentration and unity of mind, body, and spirit. Entering this state unprepared, or coming out of it suddenly, can be harmful.
Fair enough. Let's speak of other things. Well, I guess I don't have anything else. I don't want to push that yet. Let's go speak to Pascal. He might have something interesting to say after the events. I don't think I have anything else to... Yeah. Pascal, anything new to say?
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than
Oh, I guess I haven't talked to him for a while. I'm not surprised Amrat's words had such an effect on
I was not
22.
knowledgeable as to how popular Blessed Amanat's teaching was in explorator circles. The Cognizance fleet is massive. His ideas might have found a larger following on its periphery than in the Mother Squadron.
Anything of interest?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
Bit of a madman.
Notwithstanding his permanent state of agony, he was not cognitively dysfunctional. His desire to immediately destroy the object he had deemed profane was partly dictated by his engrammatic augmentics, which were receiving imperatives from his battle harness. In light of the oddness of our matching identification codes, I find merit in his hypothesis as to the existence of a clandestine malevolent agent or conspiracy operating inside our fraternity.
Who do you think was behind it? Well, we kind of know now, but because I didn't speak to him,
That the assassination was
they probably
instigated
messed
by
that
an
up.
enemy of the Blessed Amanat's doctrine. I accept the possibility that the assassins were targeting me, only to be led astray by Tarsus and my own identical identifiers. I am concerned about the fate of Archmagus Amanat. According to Opticon 2-2, he went missing in the wake of the incident on an Arch Mechanicus, the Hermetico. Information about that ship and its perishing has been purged from the archives. I accept the possibility that the incident on the ship, the concealed data, and the assassination have all been part of a single conspiracy.
Possibly.
Of course, faith is dangerous. Faith is the prerogative of the spirit, and a spiritless mind is an enemy of all existence. Without faith, there is no meaning in anything, no point to any aspirations or limitations. But faith can take different forms. The form of prohibitions established by unknown elders. The form of an audacious violation of those prohibitions. The form of following dogma, or of form of following the cycle or of discontinuing the cycle. In a system with two courses of action, schism is inevitable, and only one of these paths will be true, as truth is discretely separate from untruth.
But faith lies in not looking for flaws. Yeah, I'm gonna go with is more than a mere set of rules. It consists of ideals which sometimes come into conflict with dogma.
The Omnissiah has bestowed upon us the supreme mission, the quest for knowledge. The fact of its existence confirms that reason is yet to comprehend and quantify the universe in its entirety. This precludes the existence of any prohibition that could be considered universally relevant.
But it blocks.
All limitations need their exceptions, yet exceptions belie the inviolability of prohibitions.
It takes a thoughtful tone, and its otherworldly might peters out. Perhaps
I will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Oh, stop me a minute. Have you studied the neural augment yet?
Destroyed it.
Oh, did you really study it? A slight telltale rattle in Pascal's voice makes him sound unconvincing. You're lying, bro.
This statement is true. I am yet to settle into a definitive course of action. I am running a spot diagnostic on the memory of the heretic demens, even though purity protocols stipulate that his blasphemous knowledge must be eradicated. I am not drawn toward forbidden information, but only to data concerning the Blessed Amanats.
Have you found anything?
The success has been partial. Demens Haneman's identity has been confirmed. The widespread influence of paranoid motivations is observable in his cognitive processes, which is what seems to have caused him to break his vows. However, extensive regions of his memory have been damaged by forbidden technologies and are, for now, defying decryption. My study of the minds of the tech comrades, Abel, Tarsus, and Demens, has revealed an anomalous similarity between the patterns of damage their memories sustained. What I attributed to cognitive idiosyncrasies, synaptic damage, and the distortive action of scrap code may be the result of a different kind of influence. The undecryptable data fragments in their memory arrays are mysteriously symmetrical.
So what corrupted him?
An echo of the warp. Energies of the immaterium that had seeped into real space and taken the shape of a Vox signal. I have found recorded cases of similarly induced corruption in the archive. Listening to the void is a perilous occupation.
You were interested.
The quest for knowledge is our mission of highest priority. But what Demens promised was not knowledge, but a distorted copy of it. This was not what the Deus Mechanicus had told us to seek.
Any information on Arcos? Archmagos?
Unreadable. It is encrypted, albeit only partially, and I hypothesize that the heretic Demens was attempting to decrypt it. I will take every effort to extract a larger volume of data. Information pointing to the unit referred to as the Maimed Hunter is alleged to be of critical significance.
Does it occur that it might be part of a larger...
That is a valid hypothesis, but not a very likely one. Its truth value is irrelevant,
There.
as it does not contradict the necessity of establishing the fate of Archmagus Amanat.
Well, continue your research.
Response? Affirmative. The decryption will continue with diligence and caution.
Alrighty then, I shall move on.
Labors be effective and fruitful.
Right, let's go... That's good, I might as well talk to him. I'm gonna go to my... go to my quarters first, and we'll see if I do have a Forge Fiend in here. Boy, I hope I do. Come on, Forge Fiend. Why couldn't it give me, like, a talent like the last one did. That would have been nice. No Forge Fiend. So disappointed. I worked so hard to get another pet Forge Fiend. And it didn't give me anything. Sad. I really wanted that. A new pet. Oh. Yeah, I gotta give 3 of my profit for adamantine. If I need to, I'll do it. I mean, if I have like a excess that I don't really need, I'll do it. But, or if I'm in dire need of adamantite. Alright, let's speak to you. Just quick save it real quick. You never know what might happen.
The presence of a weapon of chaos on the bridge of a void ship is heresy, and you try to justify it by claiming that your interest is purely pragmatic. It is precisely because of pragmatic interest that people who were once loyal servants of the throne become criminals. Your privileges are but a thin veil drawn over the sacrilege you have committed.
There's no Forge Fiend on the bridge. I looked. You satisfied with the result of your mission?
Of course. The Fabricator Sensor's machine was stopped. Not another soul will be sent into the mouth of the archenemy. In time, we will succeed in uncovering and stopping other schemes of the cult. We dealt a blow not only to the cultists, but to the archenemy itself. I cannot help but be pleased.
Yeah, it did something to you, bro.
No servant of the God Emperor has closer dealings with corruption than the agents of the Golden Throne. In its quest to guard the Imperium against its foes' most devious and secret schemes, the Inquisition seeks to understand the essence of evil. It is not enough for us to burn or cut down a rotten seedling. We must study it, understand it, touch it. Every time any of us do our duty, we are risking our very souls. But when it comes to Psykers, the soul of a Psyker is especially enticing to the archenemy. The Cogitator was stopped, yes. I touched an infernal machine that was created to serve chaos. I used it. I delved into the principles of its operation. That was enough. Corruption needs only the briefest brush of contact. When I touched the cult's Cogitator, I drew the thousand-eye gaze of evil upon myself, as any agent does when they interfere in the schemes of those who serve the ruinous powers. And that evil undoubtedly left an invisible mark upon me, as it does on any acolyte who fights against the archenemy. And this will be the case every time I do my duty. I know a good deal about the fates of those who have served the throne before me. Enough to know that my path leads to one place, and one place only.
So, what next?
My visit to Kiava Gamma did not produce answers to all my questions, but we did succeed in dealing a blow to the cult by destroying the Fabricator Sensor's machine. I have directed my spies to track the sect's surviving leaders. I am certain that they will have useful information for us soon. Though small, this is a victory for the Golden Throne, and I have you to thank for it.
I think that'll be all for now.
Thank you for finding the time for our conversation.
I ain't got anything else to say. He says it's on the bridge. Where is it? I'm gonna take another look. Where's my Forge Fiend? Where is it? Gimme, gimme. I don't see no Forge Fiend round here. I'm even looking at the lower decks. I should probably talk to Idra, but I'm going to run around and look for this Forge Fiend that's supposedly on my bridge. But I ain't seeing it. You'd think something as big as a Forge Fiend would be easily spotted. But I don't see it. Yeah, there's no Forge Fiend on my bridge. That honestly makes me a little sad. I want my Forge Fiend. Anything to say? Might as well do that.
The little sister is afflicted with her own set of voices, ones that whisper to
Right,
her.
I think I've done that before
course.
anyway. Right, over to Abelard, I guess. That's a bridge officer of Abelard.
Lord Captain,
Wait a minute, first name if
I
you
thank
wish.
you for the honor, but I must decline. As a
feel like
former
I've said that
military
before, too.
officer, I believe in the importance of order in all things, including the chain of command. You are the Lord Captain,
Yeah.
Lord Captain.
Right, go down to Cassia.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
You ain't got anything else. Alright, she's gonna be mad because I brought the Fortrine, so...
Lord Captain, your presence is
Okay, apparently
welcome.
not.
And I wish to apologize for my prior coldness. After our first meeting, I was concerned that you would turn out
have
to
I
be
not
another
talked to her that long?
faithless offshoot of the von Valancius dynasty, like the traitor Conrad. But now I see before me a worthy leader and servant of the Imperium. I am glad to accompany you in your endeavors.
You sure about that?
If such is the rogue trader's wish, although there isn't much I can tell, I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to know?
From where do you come?
Now that I can tell you, I come from everywhere and nowhere. I am the child of officers of the Imperial Guard. I was born in the hold of a warship. Grew up following my parents' deployments from one planet to another, and lost my family in the flames of a righteous war. My memory is like wafts of smoke over a still battlefield. The grey of a ship's plating. The strict cadence of life in military camps. My mother's uniform. I loved looking at it. Then, that battle. The rumbling, the shouting, and the soot. The screams of soldiers burning alive. And the gold of the regiment's Aquila. Untouched by soot or blood. The last unsullied piece of a world that was going mad. That was my last memory of my mother, and of my former life, before the Schola Progenium and the novitiate, before my trials, before the vows.
The golden shard that you carry with you?
My own relic. It's the regiment's Aquila.
Oh,
Or
damn.
rather, the fragment that survived the attack, the explosions, and the fire. For me, it's a reminder that purity and radiance can be preserved, even in the heart of darkness.
And how did you become a Sister of Battle?
It's such a strange word for it. It seems right, but is that how one talks about their destiny? If you're asking about the path itself, that's easy enough to answer. First, like many other orphans, I endured the Schola Progenium. Those years were rough, but I remember the hardship fondly. Few things can compare with the feeling of satisfaction from a past trial, even if it leaves your body aching from exhaustion, or your soul wincing in pain.
Sounds like Dark Souls.
I was one of the best among my peers, and I was selected for the novitiate in the ranks of the Adeptus Sororitas. When the hour came, I passed the trials and took my vows. The most joyous day of my life. The Emperor's light has always been with me, but to accept it with all your heart, to utter the oaths, that is a rapture like no other.
Have you ever wished for a different life?
Have I ever... But that would be shameful weakness, almost heresy. Of course not. I was born for this. I live by the Emperor's will, and in his light, I myself am the light. I must be the light. For myself, and for those who ask for my protection.
Almost sounds like a self-delusional desperation.
I was chosen to serve. But beyond that, I won't deny it. Few things elate me as much as the thought that the heretic felled by my shot will never again orphan a child.
Well, thank you for your
It
candor.
is my pleasure to be candid.
Tell me about the relic.
Of course, my mission is all I can think about.
So what is this 1 star?
If I only knew.
Come
Neither
on.
the hagiography nor the legends give a straight answer. Classical iconographers believed that the star turned into a banner woven from silver thread, which, when brought onto the battlefield, would shed light that blinded only heretics, but did no harm to the faithful. Most of them portrayed Saint Argenta as a girl carrying this banner. Others think that upon falling from the sky, the 1 star became a holy chainsword, which Argenta later used to strike down monsters and enemies of the Imperium. In some of the earlier engravings, Argenta is depicted wearing power armor with a silver star on her chest. One theological theory suggests that this armor was, in fact, the relic. Some even think that the 1 star is actually the ship on which Argenta traveled.
Well, I'll give it either to... I think the best odds were in the banner or the armor. I really hope it's armor. It did make sense for a Sister of Battle to have
I feel that my
some very unique,
undertaking
cool
will be
armor.
fulfilled when I find the answer that has eluded the Ecclesiarchy for millennia. I pray we find the way to Salus Prime soon. The ruinous powers must be aligned against us. They stand in the way of faith.
Well, I don't think I got
One day
anything else to talk about. Does she actually have a quest for it? Survivors. Arrangements. Perception there. Alright, well, I don't think I have anyone else to talk to, so you know what? That's going to be this episode. That was 26 minutes of talking to people. So I hope people enjoyed. Later.